When I was a young lad, growing up in the late 60s and early 70s, my two favouriteest TV shows were Jerry Anderson's UFO, where when I grew up I desperately wanted to be a Shadow Interceptor pilot, and of course Doctor Who, my favourite Doctor being John Pertwee. And although I still love those shows, in 1975 my 11-year-old mind was about to be blown. It was then that Jerry Anderson released his brand new series, Space 1999. I absolutely loved the Eagle Transporter, and that just went on to become my most favourite spaceship in the whole of sci-fi. And then a couple of weeks ago, I got some news that hadn't got me that excited since Claire had been to Ann Summers and wanted to show me what she'd bought. MPC, in around May of this year, are going to be releasing a 22-inch long Eagle 2 transporter kit. Hello and welcome back to the Adrian Project. I'm Adrian with a face for radio, and while we wait for the release of that new kit, today I'm going to be doing a plain talking review of MPC's Eagle 1 Eagle Transporter Kit. So, cue the music. Okay, so before we start, I'd just like to apologise to everybody who was waiting for new content last week. I only put up the one small video about my Facebook and Twitter pages. That's because I just wanted a week away from YouTube just to recharge the old battery, so I hope you don't mind about that. Okay, MPC's 22-inch Eagle Transporter Kit. I wanted this from the very, very first day it came out. And this Christmas just gone, luckily enough, my brilliant wife Claire managed to get me one for my Christmas present, my main Christmas present, and I was absolutely over the moon with this. Okay, let's have a look at the box. On the box art, you can see Eagle 1. That's the command version because it's got the red stripes on the pod. Just on the side of the box there's another fantastic picture. Try not to get the glare there. If you want to order this kit, the kit number is MPC 825/06. On the edge, we get some nice information about the Eagle Transporter. On that side, got some nice photos of when it was used in the Space 1999 programme. There's Brian Johnson, the model maker who came up with the concept and the idea of the Eagle Transporter. And on the bottom of the box, we've got some more fantastic images. That is definitely from about several episodes of Space 1999, and there's all relevant information there. So, I'm going to take the wrapper off because it's still unsealed. I know we're last week of February and I still haven't opened it. So I'm going to take the wrapper off and then we're going to have a look at the contents together. Right then. Here we are, here's the box, and it's a box with a lid, which will please a lot of modelers, I know that. There, and as we can see, this box is absolutely stuffed with plastic. Before we go into the contents, there's even more info on the side. So, as we can see, try not to get the glare from a light, We've got decal placements just there. Gives you a couple more pod options there as well. That's the command one. I think that's the rescue one. I'm not too sure. Let me just check. It's the VIP pod. So that's the rescue pod. That's the VIP pod. On the other side, you've got some painting tips as well. The cockpit and pilots, as well as decal information as well. On that side, some more decal information. And on there, it's painted in decal information as well. So plenty on there. Okay, let's have a look what we've got. A nice little sleeve that's protecting the parts inside from sagging on the box, because it is a big box. So inside, we've got a nice set of decals. Got the instructions, and of course we've got the parts as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags with parts in. Okay, so looking at this off the bat, there are a lot of repeats sprues in this kit. It's very modular, a lot of repeats. So what I'll do, I'll just take one sprue out of each bag, because all the others in each of the bags are going to be the same, and then we can look at it that way, and it's going to make for a shorter video. Of course, I will be doing my usual montage at the end, so you can get a closer look at the parts as well. So just give me a minute and I'll take the sprues out of the bags. Okie dokie, so starting off, picking the first bag at random. It's the grey sprue. Now this seems to have all the landing gear and the feet and the engine bells on them. The engine bells are moulded in one piece, which is fantastic. That means you're not going to have to be spending hours on end trying to get rid of awkward seam lines on them. So that's a plus point in my book. That you can buy turned and aluminium engine bells if you want to go down the aftermarket route, but I will warn you now, they are hideously expensive to buy. The main drive bells and the smaller thrusters on the side, you're going to be paying the same price again what you paid for the kit. So bear in mind, they are expensive. Yes, they look nice, but if you get that alclad silver paint, that is fantastic silver paint. That's probably one of the best silver and aluminium metallic paints you can get. Use that on these plastic parts, and you know, there's not going to be a great deal of difference, I don't think, in my book. Anyway, so I'm look at these parts here. So some nice detail on them. I say there's 4 identical sprues in there. So we've got all your landing feet. Like I say, there's the engine bells as well. So that's in that bag. Check they are identical. Yeah, 4 identical sprues in that one. This next bag, on this sprue, you've got the pilot, some of the piping work. There's a lot of this piping work, because if you know the design of the Eagle, it's pipes everywhere. It's not like an aeroplane where it's 2 fuselage all stuck together. There's a lot of pipe work on it. Also as well, there are seam lines running along the length of all these pipes. So I'm afraid every single one is going to need work to get rid of the moulding seam lines there to make them look as smooth as you can. But if you want to put the time into this kit, it's well worth doing. So that is that sprue. There's 2 of those sprues. You've got your nice little pilot figure on there. This next bag, 4 identical sprues on this one. So you've got some of the engine parts, that's part of the pod for the landing feet. Got some of the detailing for around the engines, that's one of the nuclear reactor drive bells, I think, that goes on onto your engine bells. Some nice bit of, I'm not too sure what that is, it's probably on the transporter pod part. All nice. There is a little bit of flash on this sprue. Mainly it's not on the parts, but just here, I'm not sure if that is just sprue it's attached to or if that's a part, so you may need a little bit of work on that. And as well, my sprue on this one is warped. It's bending up a little bit, probably nothing. Hopefully it's just the sprue tree that's bent and not the part. Else it'll be a bit of a pig to get right. That means soaking it in warm water, the plastic part, just to shape it, get its shape right. But that's just a small job anyway, so nothing to worry about there. And the next bag, we've got all these parts. Now there's 2 of each of this sprue. On this one, you've got the doors that go to the pod. Door there, nice to the engine, the cockpit area, and we've got the top part of the landing pod there on that one. On this sprue, got more of the pods where the landing struts go in, more pipe work there as well. So I say they've got mold lines on them, so it is, if you've got one of those handy little tools that you just scrape down, that'll make life so much easier. I haven't got one, so I'm either going to have to buy one, or it's going to be a fresh blade on the old utility knife to do that, and a sanding stick. So with the amount of pipe work on this model, that's going to be an afternoon's job before we even start gluing anything together. Okay, the next part, this bag here, we've got 2 each of these. That's got the iconic nose cone on it, hasn't it? Fantastic. Some more parts there. Again, this is my sprue tree is warped. As you can see, that it's warped. Don't think it's warped the part though. The part looks flush, so that should be okay. Got the parts there. That's where the pods fit on for the landing feet. If you didn't know by now, just there, the model maker Brian Johnson, obviously, when he was coming up with the idea and the concept of this spaceship, went kit bashing, and it's Airfix's Panzer grills on the back there. I think there are some online pages that actually go into what parts that are on this kit came from which kits, so that'd be a nice afternoon having a look at that. That's a little bit of interesting information there. This is the side parts, side walls of the pod, landing pod underneath, command pod, whatever you want to call it. Got some more pipe work there, and can't feel it. Have we managed to get? No, it's there. So that's some more pipe work that you're going to have to get rid of that mold seam with. But I'll say if you've got one of those scrapers, it's just done. Nice blink blink fizz. So in that bag, got identical sprues to those. Okay, next parts. This is the only bag that hasn't got identical sprues in it. That part is the back of the headpiece, whatever you want to call it, cockpit area. I've got some more pipe work there. Now that is twisted. That is definitely twisted. So maybe dipping some more water for that to try and get it a little flatter. Also got a bit of which broke off the sprue there, so I think we might have to do a little bit of work on that. It's a bit upsetting that, but hopefully it's not too much of a faff to get straight, as you can see. Right, and this sprue here, this one has got, that's where the engine bells fit onto the drive engines. A few more extra bits. I think this is where the engines go onto the main fuselage part, and that holds your command area on, I think, and the front of the Eagle. Nice detail on there. That's the inner door of the command area. That's where your little pilots go and everything. In this part, we've got the bottom of the command pod. That looks pretty straight. A lot more my sprues are warped. Now, I say the only one I've noticed so far that I've got an issue with that on is this part here. So I don't know. I'll see how that glues. Like I say, I may have to go down the route of just put it in some hot water until it gets pliable, so I can reshape it, get it flat, then straight into ice cold water to set it. For the price of the kit, I shouldn't have to be doing that, but there we go. It's plastic warps. Okay, this big bag here, we've got our clear parts. There's clear parts there for the command pod, and for the cockpit areas. That's your windscreens. Same sprue there, identical sprue. I'm not going to take them out, but they are springs for your feet. They are spring activated. So we've got 4 springs in there. We've got 4 springs and 2 screws. So I think the screws may be for holding the actual command pod on. So I'm not going to take them out because I don't want to lose them. Okay, so let's look at the parts. We're going to put the scissors. There's the scissors, so look at the decals. You can get online extra decals for this kit that you come for the shading and everything. I think they're about an extra £15, but this is a set of decals that you get with the kit as standard. All little black markers there, logos, all your little greeblies there as well. Okay, put them to one side, and then finally we've got the instruction sheet. It's not a book, it's a sheet. So that all folds out. That you've got all the information that you need there, all your icons and your symbols. Then, as you can see, we go straight into the build. Just there, fantastic little builds. Like I said, very, very tubular. They're all tubes, and they're all going to have to be cleaned of those horrible mold lines. Then on the back, you can see. Carrying on, that's the engine bells, drive engines, doing the command module there, showing you how to install everything. That part on mine that is warped, hopefully I can get away without having to straighten it, but I'll see when we get around to the build. So your engine pods, thruster engines and everything, show you how to fit them, landing feet, and there's the finished model. So there we go, 22-inch Eagle transporter. So before I give my final thoughts on it, let's have a quick look at the photo montage so you can have a better, closer look at the parts and the decals. And there you have it, MPC's 22-inch Space 1999 Eagle transporter. Put the box down because it's a very, very big box. Now, when I was a young lad, around 76, 77, I did the old Airfix kit of this. For what it was, absolutely loved it. That was one of my pride and joys. I know this can be made up into an absolutely awesome model. I've seen better modelers than myself put lights into it and some sound modules as well. I can't go down that route because I'm not that good a modeler. But what I do plan on doing is doing the best paint job I can do on this. Still haven't got an airbrush yet, but a model of this size may very well be able to get away with spray cans. I did see a chap on here who built this and he just used the aerosol spray cans for the main body, brush painted the darker parts with the flory washers as well, get a few highlights. He made it look fantastic, so that's probably the route I'm going to be going down. Okay, so with that in mind, my most favourite all-time spaceship in science fiction and any film. If they ever made one of these in real life, I'd want to fly it. But until then, I have to make do with the kit. So with that in mind, I can only give this kit a full 5 Evil Ednas. I also would have loved the Eagle with the cargo pod added as well that round 2 MPC released. Unfortunately, it seems to be discontinued now and I missed out. So if anybody from round 2 or MPC is watching, please, can you re-release it? So those of us that missed it the first time get a second chance of building this kit too. Thank you. And there we have it, the end of yet another episode. Hope you all enjoyed that. Please remember, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to my channel. It's very, very much appreciated. I'll do the same for you as well. But you have to remember that if you don't show your subscriptions that you are joined onto on your page, then it won't show up on my page who you are that you've subscribed, so I can't click onto your page, subscribe to you, to help you with your channel. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't forget to ring the little notification bell. That'll tell you when my new videos are coming up, because I do have people saying that they're not getting notifications that my videos have been uploaded. Well, if you haven't rung the little bell, you're not going to get that information. Also, don't forget that you can follow me on my Facebook page and my Twitter page. It'd be nice for you to join me on there. I've only just started those up. And with all that information stored away in a little noggin, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. It's very much appreciated. And it's to see you all again on the next episode of the Adrian Project.